is Saturday afternoon. I just got in and got report from the other therapist that was leaving at 3. So I just took over the report sheets that he gave me, and I'm just writing down my own sheet so I can get everything organized and just to make sure that I'm on point with everything, because sometimes the only thing that I hate doing is coming in after someone else. But good thing about coming in at 3, I don't have to too much worry about all the chaoticness like during the day, as far as getting in between like visiting hours, charting with everything that might have flooded the chart from last night, and also just pretty much getting up to date on everything. Right now I'm going through my list. I have 3 floors, and I'm going to go through each of the charts and I'm going to organize everything. I'm not going to give report until I leave this afternoon. Not this afternoon, but when I get ready to leave at midnight, because right now the only thing that I will do is I don't know if I will have a different assignment when it's time to go, but hopefully I'll be able to keep what I have and not have to worry about having a whole new assignment. But the good thing that I do like about having working past the time that I'm supposedly usually giving report to the next person coming on for night shift, I can just keep what I have and then just give them my report sheet, because I like to write my patient list on a half cut sheet of paper, so that way when it's time for me to leave, I can just give it to them and then I can just leave. So in the morning when they give report to day shift, they can just read through everything that I wrote down, and then there's no confusion on what was done during the day, at night, and then by the time that I got ready to leave. So that's about it with that. So I've already programmed my phone so anybody can pretty much call me when they need anything. But right now I'm just settled in and I'm just getting ready to organize my task list. Also, I wanted to show y'all that we have gotten our catering books as well, and I have been looking through it. We also have the workbook and the simulation book as well. So right now we are working through the section D, which is PFTs, and then after that we're going into mechanical ventilation, which is section E. PFTs is like not my favorite one, but I'm starting to get it and understand it a little bit more. So as more days go by, the more I understand it, and then the less aggravating it is with trying to understand. Y'all, I had to stop recording if it looked weird. A doctor had walked in. I've never seen him before, but he was nice. But I was just gonna tell y'all that I was gonna talk to y'all a little bit later, but since he's gone now, I can kind of let y'all know a little bit of what I'm doing now. Like I said before, I'm just cleaning up my charting list. So it looks like the therapist that I got report from, he cleaned up his task list pretty good to where I only had to write down what was due. I only have like 2 treatments due. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and read through some of the charts that of my patients, just some of them that did pop up on my list that have treatments and everything, and then I'm going to go over my PFT section that I was telling y'all we're working on, and my book is like tearing apart, y'all. I don't know why, but it's just like mostly like all of this stuff. So I'm gonna go through this, and then I'm gonna update you guys a little bit later, because I'm gonna be here until midnight. So I will catch up with you guys a little bit later, and if y'all have any questions after watching this video, go ahead and continue commenting below, and I will see y'all a little bit later.
That's why I don't mind to spend my life with you. I wanna please you in any way I can. I wanna share my world, don't you understand? Your love is a 1 in a million.
Hey y'all, so quick update. I just finished doing my other treatments that I had scheduled for 4 o'clock. I just made it back up to my resting place where I'm about to continue studying my catering book. But luckily one of the nurses did a treatment already, so the only thing I had to do was just one treatment. I did have another patient that I just needed to do an O2 check on, so he was good. The patient that did receive the treatment from the nurse, I did go in and check on the patient anyway, because it's helpful that the nurses do give treatments, but I do like to actually physically go in the room, listen to my patient, ask them a few questions, and see how they tolerate the treatment, so that way I can make a note as well. And after that, I just came back up, charted everything, and now I'm just getting ready to study a little bit my catering until 5:30, and then I'm going to go ahead and wrap up my report sheets and then go downstairs and see if I'm just going to keep the same people I have or if I'm going to have a different assignment. Also, just a quick tip: if any nurses do your treatments, whether you're a student or an actual RT, it does help to actually go in the room to physically put eyes on the patient, because the patient could have been in respiratory distress and there may be signs that you can recognize that the nurse doesn't recognize. So it's good to still go in the room and check on your patient, making sure they're okay, and also just reassuring the patient that you care and that you do take their best interests to heart, making sure that they get the best treatment possible. So like I said, I'm going to go ahead and finish up studying on my catering, and I'm going to keep watching the ER and also anything that might pop up on my task list, and then I will touch bases with you guys a little bit later on tonight. Hey y'all, I finally made it home. It is a little bit close to being 12:30, but things went by pretty slow a little bit. Once night shift did come in, I did let me turn my TV down some. After night shift did come in, I did give report to another student that is working on night shift. So I pretty much floated in between the different floors and just helped out wherever I was needed. It wasn't bad at all. I did like vent checks and gave treatments in ICU and just kind of floated wherever I was needed. And then while I had the free time, I also just went back and looked at some of my catering stuff to kind of keep on point with that. Other than that, everything went fine. Nothing drastic happened on night shift per usual. It's not much that went on or whatever. Just mainly just the regular stuff that normally happens when you swap over from days to nights, give report, do whatever, and that's pretty much it. I don't really have much. I am scheduled to work tomorrow night and part of day shift as well, from 3 to 11 again. But I think the same way we were kind of like fully staffed today, I just asked them before I left as far as what the numbers are looking like for tomorrow night, because honestly, if I'm not needed or anything, I will pretty much stay home because I am tired. Your girl is tired. And good afternoon, y'all. Today is Sunday. It's a little bit after 3 o'clock. I just got in and got report from the therapist that worked 7 to 3. I have a little bit of Well, my sheet is a little bit different today. I still have 2 of the same floors I had yesterday, but I do have 1 different floor. All the treatments and everything for midday have been done, so I don't have any treatments until 4 o'clock, which was around the same time as yesterday when I came in. So right now I'm just logging in the system so I can look and see if there's anything that popped up on my list. Let's see. I didn't get a chance to vlog any last night because it did get a little bit busy, and not just that, I don't think there was really much going on because I was floating. So I just wanted to tell y'all a little bit what I did yesterday. I floated, like I said, and I also I just floated in between ICU in the floors or whatever, but on night shift it's a lot different than day shift, so it really wasn't much for me to do other than just dealing with doing just basically with me just being on standby if anybody needed any help. Nobody really did need anything. It wasn't really much going on last night, but it could be different tonight. I'm not sure. I may actually get an assignment tonight because they might be short tonight. I'm not sure, but at least with me being an extra person, I'm able to kind of help out a little bit. Also, I wanted to show y'all a book also that I've been starting. I mentioned in an old vlog that I did, probably one of the first ones, that I used to read all the time when I first started college back in like 2012 or 2010, like right after I graduated. And I haven't somebody coming, because every time I get into story time, someone's coming. But back to what I was saying, I used to read all the time back when I first graduated from high school, but I kind of fell off after I started working and everything like that. So it was kind of like I wasn't able to really do what I wanted to do. So I wanted to show you guys a new series that I started, because I used to get like all the little after school book fair books all the time, and I would read the series every book, and they were like really small books. I wish I still had the one I had, and I think I do have it, but I would have to look so deep into my old crates for that, and I'm not gonna do that. But I used to read all the time, but when you get older, you start having bills, working and stuff like that, get tired, relationships, all of that, and you kind of, all the stuff you used to do when you were single in your prime, you know, it kind of falls to the wayside. So since I started over the summer break, I was looking on Amazon just to kind of look and see what new book series I can start on, and I did find this book that I did find that was really good. I saw the reviews, people said it was a good book, so I said I would start the series. She has like 4 books, and I ordered all 4 of them after I started reading the first one, and it was getting really good, so I was like, I might as well go ahead and order them because they were on sale. And I will also put that link below for you guys to check it out if you're interested in wanting to read anything like what I got. The author's name is Amanda Singador. I could be saying her name wrong, but it's called The Nurse's Secret. And the other books that she also has are, let's see, these 2 books right here. And I went ahead and ordered both of these a couple of weeks ago, and they did come. Basically, this book is more so based in the 1880s, and it's about a lady who was homeless, and she kind of panhandled on the street, and it turned into like where she was, you know, pickpocketing people, rich people and all of that stuff. And then she tried to help people along the line and started slipping on her own. So the last chapter that I stopped on was chapter 10 because it was getting real good one night. I had to keep reading it, and once I got to it, her and the girl had got arrested. They were in jail, and one of the girls that she was friends with, you know, turned on her, and she ended up being in jail. So I did stop on chapter 10 because that was when she did go to jail. But I'm trying to get this camera to sit straight. There we go. Where she got in jail or whatever. And it started getting real good, I had to stop because I did have to start my Kettering book that night, and I was like, I could read this book all night. But you guys should check it out because it's really good. And again, it's The Nurse's Secret, and I have the other 2 books back in my apartment. So I brought my book tonight because I didn't bring it yesterday, and I had a little bit of downtime, and I was like, when I got kind of tired with my Kettering book, I said I did feel like reading my book and I should have brought it. So I brought it today, so just in case if I have some downtime, I can kind of pick up where I left off at and read some more and kind of get more into it. Because it's like when you are really liking to read, you start to visualize everything that you're reading, and I think that's what makes reading fun, when you're liking to read. So you guys, if you guys find a book that you like, read the reviews, read what people say, and then read the back of the book. And I think they have like the back of the book on Amazon, because this is what got me into it. I read like all of that, and this is the other book too. This was the second book that I ordered, and then the other 2 that I showed y'all, I ordered those after that. And just find something that kind of occupies your time, because again, when you have time, you're single, you're able to do stuff, and you don't have nothing really holding you back, just start back picking up old habits that you had that kind of helped you in a positive way. And I think with reading, it kind of gives you more of an idea of what you would like to do as far as vacationing, sometimes just wanting to read in those type of genres that you pick up in the bookstore. And this was something random that I found because I was wanting more of like a interesting read that would catch my eye, because that's what I used to read back when I was first in college, like years ago. Let's see, we're doing day shift, so that's what I need right now. So that's about it. But I also wanted to update you guys to let you guys know like how my rotations went in ICU when I did do my 4 days of orientation. But when I did come to work, I did 2 days of ICU and then 2 days in the ER. They were pretty good. I did enjoy what I did. I got to do vent checks. Every hospital has different vent checks. The ones up here are every 6 hours. The ones at my clinical site that I went to is every 4 hours, I think. So every hospital has different protocols on what they do when it comes to like intensivists, the doctors. Everybody has like different protocols they have to follow at different facilities. But other than that, I did enjoy my orientations those days, and then I did get to be in a code. That was my first day of ER, so that was interesting and also scary. So everything went fine that day. The code was scary. It was just really, intense. Like every code is going to be different, but it was really intense that day. So it was almost like, as soon as we came in, everything just hit the fan. And apparently this person was supposed to be flown out, but they ended up coding before they even got boarded onto the helicopter, and they ended up having to code him all the way back into the hospital and bring him back in, and we had to like do CPR right then and there. And trying to find a good spot. Yeah, this is good. They had to code him and everything, and I feel like I'm hearing shit. But yeah, they ended up doing like an intense code and everything, and it was just like, so that was definitely something that caught me off guard. My first orientation day in the ER, so that was definitely something. But other than that, I'll go into more detail later. What I am doing now is I am writing down the treatments that are due at 4, and also I have a couple of people that are on high flows as well, so I have to go check them as well to see if there's any weaning parameters that I can do. There is one patient that is on an air life mask, and I'll put a picture of that in here as well. I also had an ABG on a patient that their O2 was kind of in the hundreds, so I'm gonna go in there and check and see if they're on any oxygen, because if they're not, then there's a possibility they may just have to wait a minute. And if they ask for another gas, I mean, it's not gonna be any issue, but if they are on any oxygen, I'm gonna turn them down, or maybe take them off if they're not on any less than like 2 liters or so. The guy who has the Air Life mask on, it looks like they increased him from like 4 liters to 6 liters, so I'm gonna go and definitely check on him as well. I only have 2 treatments due at 4, so I'm gonna take that time to check everybody that is on high oxygen levels and see high liter flows rather, and see what they got going on. Because one thing you would hate to do is not check on patients that are on high flows, and then if something happens, then it all falls on you. So always cover your butt when it comes to stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do right now is just continue going through everything, and then I will check up on you guys. Not really check up on you guys, but just touch bases with you a little bit later on today. And hopefully something interesting happens that I can show you guys, like a device or something like that. So I'm just hoping and praying it's a smooth night, because I do have to leave to go to Albany, I want to say Tuesday around lunchtime. So luckily tonight is my last shift for a while, and then I have Monday off and Tuesday off as well. But I have work I need to do, and I'll probably work on that today as well. And I also have to work on my learning assignments that I have to do for work, and it's mostly repetitive stuff, so I gotta get that done, at least parts of the ones that are due like around the 6th and the 8th, so I can at least get caught up that way. But I will check back with you guys a little bit later on, and that's probably about it. Okay, I'm on my way to do one of my 4 o'clock treatments. And it shouldn't take me long at all. Got back from doing rounds. I got everything done that I needed to get done. Right now I'm just going to log in and just chart a little bit. Nothing's really been going on. I'm sure that'll change once night shift comes, and then I start and have my floors on my own. Oh, I also wanted to say that I do see quite a bit of people in the comments commenting, and I have been making sure that I read all you guys' comments as well as replying back to you guys as well. And I see a lot of you are just now getting ready to start you guys' respiratory care program, and that is very exciting. I was really excited when I first started my respiratory care program, because it's basically a doorway that's opening for you guys to a new beginning. And one thing that my preceptor said last week is that it's going to be hard during school. You're going to have times where you feel like you can't do it anymore, the financial aspect of it. But I'm going to let you guys know that I searched high and low for scholarships at my school. I've searched for scholarships through local businesses as far as Goodwill, Salvation Army, hospitals that you may be interning at, or just anything. And I tell you guys a lot on my Q&A videos, or anytime I have a sit down video, that it does not matter if you just started at a hospital. A lot of time you can apply for a scholarship and they give you a job as soon as you get accepted for that scholarship. So don't be discouraged just because you may not have any hospital experience. They don't go by that. They just go by they're needing to fill these seats at the hospitals and these positions, and it's better to be able to work with you than to take a chance of letting go of a good person that could have been working at the hospital, fulfilling the low status of employment that we have at certain hospitals. But always make sure when y'all are getting emails, check your email every day. Check your junk email. If there's something in there in your junk that's from your school, call the school and make sure and confirm that it's real before you start applying for anything, because a lot of times junk can be junk. So just make sure you guys always respond and check your email at least 3 to 4 times a day when you start your programs, because I applied for so many scholarships from start to finish, and I was able to get help with my clinical rotations, with gas when gas was really high. I was able to get help with paying towards any type of bills, like if I had to get a hotel room or anything related around clinicals, having to travel all the way to Alabama from Georgia for work. So always take the time to look through your emails, ask questions, ask your financial advisor, financial aid about any type of scholarships or anything outside of loans, or if you have your own scholarship department at your school, always ask them, like, is there anything that I can do? Let them know what's going on. Don't just take no for an answer just because whatever you were trying to apply for does not qualify you because of the means that you have going on. Explain to these people what's going on, because 99.9% of the time those people in that department know way more resources that can be accessible to you if you just explain to them what's going on. Because I had to explain to the scholarship department at my school what I had going on as far as gas, having to commute, and it just being really, really tough when you're having to pay bills and everything like that while you're trying to get through school. So don't give up. Just make sure you be very, very, on point with money. Don't just spend money recklessly. Just make sure you stay within your means of what you can and cannot spend. Because one thing I will tell you, that in the beginning everything might be straight, you have financial means to do this, that, and the third, but once you get further and further into your program, you're going to notice there's going to be this one part in your journey where it's going to be really, really rough, and you're going to have breakdowns. You're going to feel like you want to give up. Your drive is going to decrease. Don't let that happen. Jump on it from start, so by the time you get close to the finish line like me, you won't feel like you're just all washed out. So I am going to put a link below for Goodwill, because I did apply for a scholarship through Goodwill that was also emailed to me by my school scholarship department, and it did come to my email in junk. So I did have to call and confirm and make sure that was right. Also, just by making sure I confirmed my resources, and I ended up getting awarded that scholarship, and it was for $500, and it couldn't have came on time because I have to go to rotations 2 hours away from my residence in Alabama, and I'm getting a hotel out there, so that way it will be safer for me not to jump on this road and be, put myself at risk of getting into an accident just by being tired. So I made sure that I was able to do that, because sometimes your financial aid might not even come through on time, and sometimes it may not be enough. So it's other scholarships that I did get awarded as well that I've been able to use for gas and everything like that. So even if you don't even get the scholarship first, second, or third semester, keep applying. Never give up, because sometimes those scholarships may not be meant for you in that moment. So just don't give up. Just be very smart about your spending. Make sure you have support. And if you don't have support, just make sure you stay prayed up anyway, and make sure you just stay strong and try to get through this year or 2 years, however long your program is. And just make sure you work as much as you can, overtime, all of that in the third before you even start, because working full-time and being in school full-time are two different things. Sorry, y'all. I was talking to one of the transportation guys. But yeah, just make sure you guys work as much as you can. Make sure you stay focused. And anything that's going to be like bad energy for you or whatever the case may be, get rid of it before you even start. Because I have lost a couple of friends before and during my journey in my program, because I had so much I had to do as far as moving, getting situated with my schedule with work. I had to make too many changes before I started my program, and I feel like people who want to add negativity to that need to go, because you already put in a lot of work trying to get this far. You don't never want to put yourself or add more unnecessary work to your already busy schedule if it's unnecessary and you don't need it. So just make sure you stay focused and understand that this is not a joke. This is not a game, and this is very serious, because you're dealing with patient lives, and my instructor tells us that all the time. And also, don't think just because you may have not gotten into the nursing program or what, and think that the respiratory program is easier. It is not easier. It is just as hard. We may not have like so much in-depth work that we have to do as far as the actual skill itself in the hospital on a certain aspects, but majority of the time, respiratory school is not easy. Being a therapist is not easy. Sometimes you're going to run into stuff you've never seen, never done, never had an opportunity to do in clinical. So you're going to learn as you go. So don't be discouraged or anything. I did see a comment where someone did mention that they were in the middle of an interview process for a student position, and that they were nervous and everything like that, which is totally normal, because it's only natural for you to be nervous about a new journey. Always something, that's going to discourage you in a way, because you might think that you can't do it, stuff like that. But my advice to you and anybody else who is looking for student positions or in the process of interviewing, just take a deep breath and just think about it. You're on a new journey. Think about how hard you worked to get to this point, how many different jobs you had to go through that you didn't like to finally get to the point of working towards something that is going to change your life. This is something that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life, or at least a part of your life. So don't be discouraged, don't be nervous, because I was nervous. It's totally natural. But just know you're in a learning position, and that you are here to learn, and all the therapists there know it. You have some that are welcoming, you may have some that are not, but don't feel bad about it. Just go into it as, I'm confident in the information that I do know, and I want to expand that by asking questions with whoever is orienting you or whoever you're precepting with on clinicals. If you have any questions about something you've seen on the job and you want to ask somebody in rotations, feel free to do it. It's the same thing. They may have different protocols, but the whole process is the same for the most part. And what else? I did say I was going to put the Goodwill link below. I want to say that's it. So right now I'm going to chart right now on my oxygen checks, and I'm going to just chill for a little bit and probably read some of my book that I showed you guys earlier. So I will check in with you guys later on tonight, because it's already a little bit after 5. So the next shift should be coming in sometime between 6 and 6:30. So I'll probably check in with you guys a little later on tonight, and I will talk to you guys later.